Hi, my name is Caitlin Carroll, and I'm here with Mr. Pillow to demonstrate an airway obstruction emergency. So this is going to be a lot like CPR. So we are going to check the scene, make sure it's safe for us to approach the victim. We are going to, when we get to the victim, we are going to see if we can find out what happened, quickly searching while we walk up to the victim. We're going to check for signs of life by tapping the victim or shouting to try to get the victim to wake up and gain consciousness. If there are no signs of life and no breathing that are evident, then we are going to begin CPR after we or somebody else have called 911 and an AED is requested. So we are going to verbally say beginning CPR. Oh, sorry, we are also going to check for medical alert tag during our checking process of the victim. So we're going to begin CPR if we do not see any severe bleeding or any obvious head, neck, or back injuries. So beginning CPR, we're going to get in position, hands in the middle of chest, elbows locked and shoulders over, elbows, doing 32 2 inches deep compressions. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. We're going to do it like that until we get to the breaths. When we do our breaths, obviously head tilt, chin raised. We're going to do 2 1-second breaths. So our mouth would be covering Mr. Pillow's mouth. And if we do not see that Mr. Pillow's chest is raised, we're going to assume that there is an airway obstruction. So we're going to grab Mr. Pillow's chin, open his mouth, and see if we can find any thing lodged in his throat. If we see something, we're going to do an index finger swipe. We're going to swipe at it, kind of having a hooking motion. And we are going to continue doing, go back to CPR compressions. After we do 30 more of those compressions, we're going to do our 2 breaths again. If those do not go in, we're going to still assume that there was an airway obstruction. And so after our other 30 compressions and 2 breaths, and those 2 breaths do not go in, we are going to open the mouth again, do our finger swipe if we see something, and we're going to continue that process as long as those breaths do not seem to be going in until help arrives. Or if Mr. Pillow does begin breathing, or we see those the chest moving, we can assume that the airway is no longer obstructed. And if Mr. Pillow does begin breathing, we're going to stop CPR and just watch and monitor him and make sure that his airway stays clear. And if he begins to stop breathing, we're going to start doing CPR again. So thank you for helping me save Mr. Pillow today.